Hi, I'm Faraz Khan from MyTrack Recruitment, and welcome to Season 3 of the Low Code podcast. Low code is the future of software development, but what is low code without its developers? So this season, I will be speaking to all levels of developers across the globe who have taken the career choice of working with low code platforms. With this podcast, our aim is to help grow the low code developer community by inspiring others to follow the same path as our guests. There is a severe shortage of resources in this area, and we are looking to help bridge that gap by raising interest and awareness amongst developers to look at this exciting technology. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Code podcast. Today my guest is OutSystems champion from Portugal, David Castro. Hi David.
Hi Faraz, how are you?
How are you? Good yourself?
Yes.
Doing well?
Nervous, a little bit nervous, but I hope sharing all my experience and where I'm today.
I'm sure you'll be fine. So thanks for agreeing to be part of the podcast. We like to start off by obviously asking for you to kind of give a bit of a background about yourself, a bit of an introduction.
Sure. So I did a Master of Science in Electronic and Computer Engineering. And then my first work was on ADSoft. It's a Thales Group company here in Portugal, working namely in the defense and security domain. Then I was part of a project for NATO, supported by Portuguese Navy. It was a decision tool to protect the harbors. So every time the NATO has a meeting on the harbor port, they working with this tool, trying to see what are the best places to put the sensors.
Wow.
And as my master's was in telecommunications, I built the radar model in C++. And the main framework was developed in UDIG, a Java framework for GIS, Geographical Information System. And then I built the DLL that the main tool called to the sensor to see the coverage area of the radar, if it can detect the attacks. So it was like 1 year and a half, 2 years almost to build this tool. And today it's a tool that the NATO use to prepare
Cool.
the missions for them. And then as I work close with Navy, my father it was part of Navy, so the doors are kind of open.
Yeah, of course.
And the conversations, how are you? How is your father are? And then so they saw that I have a lot of background. It was important also to develop the tool to have this background, because I'm not only the IT guy that it's worried about the line of codes, but in terms of operational, they don't know, the team didn't know how the boats do the survey. For example, the person that builds the way that the boats do the survey on the sea, they on the simulator you see the boats doing a perfect 8. Because she said that, and it's true, it's the way to, if you have an area, the best way to ensure that you have the same time on the same place of that area, it's to do an 8. Okay, so the boat, if the boat is responsible to cover an area, the boat should do a perfect 8 inside of that area. But imagine people on the sea trying to do a perfect 8. It's impossible. So if you are building a simulator, they need to simulate the real life and not a theoretical thing. So when I saw that the perfect 8, I told the team it's impossible. No one on the sea will do an 8. Go on just one side, but it's impossible to request the navies to do a perfect date. And this kind of discussions, it was important to have on the IT team, because usually the people from IT just are worried about the technical things.
Yeah, sure.
And
They
then
just do
when
what
we
they're told.
show, yeah, and then we show to the operational guys, they said, it's crazy, it's okay, this tool, it's to support us
Yeah.
to have a good coverage, but we cannot do, or you need to simulate what we do and not the other side. So we
Yeah.
not do everything that the simulator is doing. And it's why to be important to have alignment between the business and IT.
Yeah.
And as I had this background, and also my family,
Yeah.
we love sea,
Yeah.
and we play some sports on the sea, and
Yeah.
my father bought a sailing boat.
Oh,
So
nice.
I had a really good connection with Portuguese Navy, and
Yeah.
it's why I was invited to go to the commercial department. So I was responsible not only for the Portuguese Navy, but for all domestic
Oh,
security
wow.
and the defense domain in Portugal for
Yeah.
TALS group. So
Yeah.
indeed, on the other domains is different, but in defense and security, the commercial has a challenge that we have a huge portfolio with the TALS group, and we have just a few customers. So what I did when I accept to work in commercial was to understand all the portfolio of TALS group and try to sell that portfolio, and also the Portuguese capabilities, software
Yeah.
also, and hardware, to to sell our products. But the customers are all the same. So Portuguese
Yeah. Yeah.
Navy,
Yeah.
Air
Yeah. Yeah.
Force,
Yeah.
Army, and Joint Forces. And so I started working in the commercial as account, but I did some digital transformation courses in 2016. The buzzword was digital transformation, digital
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
transformation.
Yeah.
But as you can imagine, it's impossible to do
Yeah.
agile in
Yeah.
defense and security.
Yeah.
So I cannot build a missile and saying, no,
Yeah.
now the missile go just 1 kilometer, and
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
2 kilometers.
Yeah.
Or instead, or when I click the button, sorry, there is a bug, and the missile
Yeah.
returns to me. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
impossible to apply the agile methodology to defense and the security market. So everything is waterfall. So we spend like this project 2 years to build something, because we spend almost 1 year to define the requirements, and then 1 year to build. And then of course we had the release, and they test, and we do a second release. But everything, we change requests, everything it's clear and well defined. So there is a lot of work on the requirements definition. And then I I just had one option, was to change the company, because I really want to embrace the digital transformation, and
Yeah.
for that it was impossible on the current company that I was.
Yeah.
The other thing is, or was, I'm on this type of market. We work on the opportunities during 5-10 years. So there are some
Yeah.
opportunities that they are still open. They are still
They drag
working
on long
with
time.
account,
Yeah.
because it takes a long time. It's a huge budget. It's something that it has an impact on the budget of the government. Today it's easy, because unfortunately we are facing a war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So there are more budget, or they are people more open to listen the needs of the defense. So and some of the projects that I was working, or opportunities that I was working, is still open. And I want to deliver fast. I want to deliver. So I go to the meeting, I listen the pains of the customer, and I want to have a solution right now and deliver fast. And okay, next meeting I will show you not a PowerPoint, but a MVP of something that could be the product that you need for your needs. And it's something that I could not do in the past. If we already have on the portfolio, okay, but most of the times countries don't want to have the similar systems, so we need to build a custom system for each country, do some you understand why
Yes, of course.
why it's
Yes.
not
Yeah.
of course everyone or most of the country work on NATO, but these critical systems should be made for each country.
Sure.
And I search a lot of tools. My final list has OutSystems and a competitor.
Okay.
And
Does the competitor start with M?
M and the hands and index.
I thought so. Yeah.
And as I born in Portugal, and then I understood that the platform was built by Portuguese team.
Yeah.
I did more effort to understand OutSystems platform before moving to OutSystems. I did the learning path. I don't believe in marketing as I was an account, and I know that sometimes we need to push the numbers and some sentence. But then I realized that with OutSystems I could do what I really was looking for. It's an idea to remove all the PowerPoint. So I had a vision to go to the customer with the laptop and showing, okay, is this what do you want?
What you want?
But I don't want to have a PowerPoint, but something that allows me to build a first draft and then grow that draft
Work from that.
to production. But there is, of course, a pad, and we need to work on that. But the main figures and the ideas behind of the solution was built on that meeting or workshop. And something that allows me to develop web and mobile applications. On that time, mobile is starting growing, and we were in 2016-17, and it was important for me to be able also build mobile applications. And it's why I decided to move to OutSystems. In my first inspection, I have a checklist where all the main requirements that I've decided to move to another technology was supported by OutSystems, and I cannot be more happy to did this decision in 2017.
Yeah. And then you obviously your OutSystems journey started from then on. How did you find the market at the time? Was it quite easy for being someone who just changed their career? Was it quite
on that
difficult
time, I made also another thing that is important on my decision is also the open positions. So if I move to another technology, I should be comfortable that the market is using the platform and there are positions, and there is a career where I can grow because I have decided to return to be a developer, to understand everything about the platform and not staying on the commercial, just selling something that it's someone told me that you need to say this and this and this, and you need to go these levels of a company. If you go to C-level, this is the message. If so, instead of that, no, I want to be a developer. I'm engineering at the end, so
of course,
I have a need to understand everything behind of that platform, and so I have decided to go to developer. And of course, on the LinkedIn, there is also a website, the IT jobs in Portugal. I made a quick search in OutSystems, and on that time, there are already a lot of
jobs,
positions, and most of the positions was recently.
Okay.
So it shows that it's something that, okay, the market is starting looking for this platform, so it's the right time to go to OutSystems. Of course, I had some friends in OutSystems, and I validate everything.
Of course,
OutSystems, it's new to the market, but it's not new as platform, as they started in 2001.
It's actually quite old, isn't it?
So it's they started too soon for the market, and unfortunately there are other examples of companies that when the market is not ready for the product, the market will not pay for that.
Yes, of course.
And we have an example for Nokia. They built the first smartphone, but they decided to stay with Symbian. And it was
you don't see anybody with a Nokia
decision to today we don't have Nokias anymore, because if they decided to move to Android, probably today they are
still be around,
they were still so, but fortunately for OutSystems, they stay, and they
kept evolving
the platform. And I think I start with the perfect, not the perfect, because they are always growing and improving the platform, but the best time to start using OutSystems, OutSystems 10, with mobile, with Silk UI. So I think it was a huge step made by OutSystems. And then with the 11 with reactive, of course. But I think with 10, when it's possible to build mobile applications and have a common style guide and a huge library, the market start looking for that platform as a strategical decision for their applications.
So, just for those who, don't know OutSystems or low code, can you give us a brief kind of summary of what is OutSystems and low code?
So first of all, don't mix low code with no code. It's always a discussion that we have with the customers and friends, because no code, it's a tool that was built for a certain industry or a certain domain of the process, or it's very specific, and the only thing that you can do is configuration. So you don't need any kind of IT skills. And the low code, and especially OutSystems, it's a visual platform that abstracts the line of code. So instead of writing if, writing the code else, and writing the code, I just drag and drop a component, a visual component, and then we have the branch true and false. Of course, behind, and another thing that it's, for me, very important for OutSystems is the OutSystems is not a language, a software language. It's a platform, and behind of OutSystems we have .NET and SQL, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So it's nothing. It's proprietary of OutSystems. So the magic is to transform the visual into code. But at the end, the application is .NET. So, but instead of writing codes and repeat tasks and everything is visual, it's much easier to understand the code. It's the other thing that we save a lot of time doing the code review. I remember on my past life, doing the code review, it was hard.
Yeah.
So the senior comes to me and, okay, let's do the code review together. Because we need to read each line and we need to remember all the story. So all the code, otherwise we'll lost on that line of code. In OutSystems, as is visual, it's like I'm drawing workflows. So drawing flows, and so I can easily check what it's wrong or not, if it's very clear. And of course, we need to understand what it's behind, and we need to have software skills. So of course, someone that doesn't have any software skills can develop applications, yes, but probably he will not understand what he's building. It's not a code monkey, but it's just drag and drop things, hoping that everything works. If someone has the software background, he really understand what we are building. So we have the backend, we have database, we have logic, we have UI, you can build process, and we can identify what is on the server side. So, and it's really important that the knowledge of software, it's really need to build applications. But what OutSystems does is they simplify the way that we need to build it. But at the end, it's an application. So all these concepts are very important to know.
Yeah. And, by looking at your experience, since you've switched over to OutSystems, you've worked for some quite well-known OutSystems partners and OutSystems and themselves. How did it, you started with OutSystems and you started working with OutSystems directly quite soon. Was that something that you think, because you got to work for them directly, that really helped with your growth?
So my first experience in OutSystems was in Community Champions. It's a US company in Florida. And I was working on the product. So instead of doing projects, the Portuguese team was the delivery team, and the center of excellence of this US company. So I had the opportunity to have time to build right. So when we work in product, our vision is building right and building for the future, because sooner or later, the bug that you have created, you need to fix. So we have time to build right, or we need to share the customer that we need that time. So we need time to build right, and it was very important for me to have this opportunity, because it was a time where I invest a lot to understand the best practice, why I should do on this way and not another way. And I only had 2 weeks of training, and it was internal training made by the company. It was very intensive. The first week I was a little bit lost, because the concepts are the same, but the way that you develop it's different. Because I need to study the CQI, I need to study all the patterns available, all the layers, how I build the back end and the front end. and I had the opportunity to work on all the layers. So it was the first time that I felt as a full stack. So someone that can build database logic and the front end. So and it was a really good time to consolidate and to understand the platform. So how to build OutSystems applications. After that, I had the opportunity to work in OutSystems in the digital department. I was responsible to build the applications used by OutSystems employees. So I work close with the HR, where I build the OKR, objectives and key results application that support all the process, the new process that the OutSystems implement on the company, and then we build an application to support this process. And for me, it was really important to understand how to work in the center of excellence that supports several teams. So the digital have teams dedicated for each department. So the financial, for example, the partners, so the people that build the forge, the ideas, my team that works with HR. So, and how to ensure that this center of excellence that support a company in several departments has a good level of knowledge, has a good quality of the applications they are building. So how to apply the agile methodology with OutSystems. So more important than how to build OutSystems applications, but because for that I already had the experience on community champions. In OutSystems, it was very important, the process and the organization of the teams. After that, I have decided I'm ready to go to the partners. And I have accepted a position for pre-sales. Something that I already had experience as commercial. And now I feel that I'm already have good skills in OutSystems. So I'm ready to sell OutSystems as the technical part. So doing all the designs, the architecture, discuss with the customers what are the best solutions, doing some proof of concepts, because sometimes to build the platform, we need to ensure the customer that the OutSystems will fit on their IT environment and what are the security policies, if the platform will be installed on premises or in cloud. So I had that opportunity to work in pre-sales. I also help company to grow the team and build a team in Bragança. It's the north of Portugal. And as they have a university there, I propose to do an agreement with the university, and I gave the idea to teach OutSystems in a university. So one idea, one responsibility. So I was the teacher of that course. They still have this course on that university.
That's great.
We made an workshop where I showed to the students the platform. We only had 24 positions for the course, and we had 70 people interested to the course. So then I had more work to analyze all the CVs, why they do some interviews to check why the students want to go to OutSystems. But it's easy when I'm in love with the platform. It's easy to sell the platform because I'm not selling something that, or it's not on my objectives. It's something that it's part of my life and makes sense to me, so I will share it with the others.
Your love, I guess, when you speak about it, it's like family. It just comes
Yeah,
naturally.
yeah.
It's there's no preparation because you can just talk about it freely, and you can see that. Um, so yeah, I was going to talk about obviously the training side of things where you are
Yeah.
certified trainer. And one thing we come across a lot is even with graduates um, in Portugal, maybe a lot easier because OutSystems is very well known in Portugal. But did you ever come across from back then till now where you're trying to organize training sessions and there's a bit of pushback from graduates or even people like yourself who have already, it's very rare for someone like for you who you had a career already started, you're well established in that career and then you've switched and it's quite difficult to get people to do that. Have you ever had conversations where you've had to kind of explain, well, these are the advantages to people, to candidates, or other developers?
So I think it's easy to, as you said, um, I'm in love with this platform
Mm,
because I do my research,
yeah.
and for me makes sense to use the platform to build applications, doing take into consideration all uh, um, the the features available on the platform, and everything that we can build in OutSystems with no limits. So if it's not possible doing it on the visual way, we can always do JavaScript, write JavaScript or .NET for. So for the ones that love to write line of codes, it's
Mm,
also possible
yeah.
and needed, because there are some features or functionalities that are not built in on the platform. So we need to extend our code with these .NET extensions. So there are uh, space for everyone in OutSystems. And
Yeah.
the last upgrade that OutSystems do in certifications show us that, yes, if you want to be a front end, there is work for front end. If
Yeah.
you want to be a delivery manager, you can help companies to use the agile and OutSystems together, because bringing the technology, it's not enough to to embrace the digital transformation. And so about the training and how to get trainers, it's difficult with just a post on the
Mm,
LinkedIn or
mm,
a open position. I prefer doing sessions. I
yeah.
prefer going, okay, it's to do a new, for example, a new company that starting with they pay the OutSystems licensing, and they are starting using OutSystems, and they want people also work with the platform. Of course, the critical applications will be built by partners because they have the knowledge and all the experience. But we have here developers, and we want people to upskill or reskill the their capabilities and their knowledge.
Mm,
Instead of building Java or .NET, we we want for now build everything or migrate everything to OutSystems.
mm,
I do sessions.
yeah.
So you want people from your company to embrace OutSystems? Okay, give me 2 hours.
Mm. You
Okay,
convince them.
and because with an email or with a decision of the manager saying no, for now we go to OutSystems, no
Mm,
one likes to change. No one
yeah, sure.
likes to change.
Yeah.
There is always something that people uh, are not enjoying. So if
Yeah,
you are
sure.
imposing, no, no, for now you go, instead of building .NET, you go to OutSystems.
Mm,
OutSystems, it's just drag and drop
yeah.
models and patterns.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like, I like to write code.
Yeah.
Um, Behind of this sentence, what they are saying is, I'm not used to OutSystems. I don't
Mm,
work to, I don't know how to work in OutSystems. I'm already feel comfortable with .NET
yeah.
and Java,
Yeah, sure.
and I will not invest my time to learn a new language. And it's why we need to educate, we need to show them the advantage of the platform, and bring them to the OutSystems side.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't accept the decisions of the managers because they don't understand, or they are so comfortable. Why someone
Yeah.
now will
Yeah,
decide that
sure.
I need to move, or I need
Yeah.
to learn a new language, or a new way to work.
Yeah.
So for the companies, what I propose is sessions with
Yeah.
me or with another
Whoever. Yeah. Yeah.
advocate,
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
and support them, because I also do some mentoring in OutSystems as
Yeah.
champion. So I was nominated champion due to this education
Yeah.
and training part. So there are people that goes to OutSystems saying, I want to learn OutSystems, and then I support them,
Yeah.
because it's easy to do in OutSystems, but sometimes you are blocked with
Yeah.
something so simple because you are not common with
Yeah.
with
Sure.
OutSystems. So you need always someone to support you.
Support. Yeah.
And we are building offshore teams, and I do this type of sessions. So I have, of course, the landing pad of reactive, other expert sessions, but then I have specific sessions where we collect all the questions, I prepare the answers, and I do a technical session to clarify all that questions. Some of them are so basic, yes,
Yeah.
but for me, not for someone that
Yeah. Of
it's
course.
new in
Yeah.
our systems.
Yeah.
And it's something that we are responsible for, that people with knowledge, it's responsible to share and to help others. And what I'm trying to do, it's promoting our systems on the developers community, supporting them, bring new developers to our systems. But for me, it's not difficult to do that, because I do with love,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
And
if I
it's,
need to wake up 5 o'clock, I will wake up at the
yeah.
5 to do a session at 6, because I know how I'm thankful for
Yeah.
OutSystems,
Yeah.
and I want to give to the others the opportunity to feel like me,
Yeah. Yeah.
because everything it's easy in OutSystems when you understand all the concepts, and you feel comfortable with that. So I'm responsible to help them to uh, grow in OutSystems.
That's great. I think that's a really good note to end on. I think it's really good to it was really good to speak to you, hear your passion about OutSystems. I think that will definitely motivate some people.
I hope so.
And that's why we do these things, because it's nice to see, even just when you're speaking, you can tell, it's something that means a lot to you, where some people might just be, it's my job, it's my job, and that's it, so
No,
it's
I
nice
don't
that,
work 9 to 5.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
always, unfortunately or not, because I really love to do
yeah,
and to work in OutSystems. So as champions, we have a Slack channel,
yeah,
and I have always the Slack open.
yeah,
The teams also in Capgemini, we
yeah,
work with teams. And today I'm on the parental leave, and
yeah,
I'm answering questions
yeah,
to and I'm with you on
you
this
and me, yeah,
podcast.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But when we do, I'm always repeat, I know, but
yeah, yeah, yeah,
when we are enjoying our work, it's not just I'm not watching to
yeah,
the clock,
yeah, yeah,
uh,
it's easy,
and I'm always open. But I think it's part of me. I'm
yeah, yeah,
always open to new
yeah,
opportunities,
yeah, yeah,
to test something.
yeah,
If someone asks me, or can you check this landing
yeah,
pad? Yeah,
yeah,
sure. I will
yeah,
do that at night, and tomorrow I will give you the feedback.
yeah, yeah,
And I think also it's important as partner to support also OutSystems,
Yeah, of
to
course.
work
Yeah.
closely with OutSystems,
Yeah.
to help them to deliver and to improve a better platform in order to us to deliver better solutions
Yeah,
to
of
our
course. Yeah.
customers.
Yeah.
So I never had the goal to work in HR, so in engineering, because I love to work with the platform.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to build the platform. I
Yeah,
want
of
to
course.
take advantage of that
Yeah.
of the platform.
Yeah.
So I'm really thankful for all the engineers
Yeah.
behind of the OutSystems platform. But thanks to them, I'm able to solve the customer needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they are doing a great job,
Great
and
job. Yeah, definitely.
there is news soon with the
Yeah.
project Neo.
Yes. Yes.
So
Exciting times ahead.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, thanks for your time, David. It was really nice to talk to you. I think it'd be probably good to catch up again in the future to see
feel free,
how things have evolved for you.
and I
Um,
hope to see you next step.
yes,
Should be a
whenever it's
good,
in person, I'll definitely be there.
yeah, should be
Yeah.
good that
Yeah.
this year could
Yeah.
be
It'd be great
presential.
to catch up. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I'm a little bit tired of remote.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Exactly. So thanks for your time. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you very much
Thanks.
for inviting me.
Thank you for listening to the latest episode of the Low Code Podcast, hosted by iTrack Recruitment, global leader in low code recruitment. Be sure to subscribe and see you next time.